Halo 2! After Halo CE, I couldn't wait until Halo 2 was released for the Master Chief Collection. And when it finally came, it didn't disappoint. Let me tell you why. I mean, funny story to start off with, actually. When watching the first cutscene, I thought I was watching it on original graphics, and I remember thinking like, God damn, this is a step up and this looks great. Well, I was pretty disappointed when I switched back to the original graphics. After the first episode, people started telling me I really needed to play this game on the new graphics. I eventually switched in episode 5 or 6, I think. So I played a good amount of this game on original graphics. But I gotta say, this game looks insane with the new graphics, and I'm glad I switched. I mean, it looks so crisp. But I can't believe I thought I was watching the original graphics the first cutscene I was watching. How did I think that? But from the first cutscene, you immediately realize this game is going to dive into the Covenant more. Well, I mean, a lot more. In CE, the focus was really on the human side of the story. But now you see the Arbiter getting born, the Covenant becoming the Covenant, and not only just like the enemy. So I really like this first cutscene. You get so much backstory already, and there's a big contrast between the Covenant and the celebrating humans. This is what Halo 2 does very well. Continue the story right where Halo CE left off, and they couldn't have made a better opening cutscene. Now, before we dive into the story and characters, let's get the negative thing out of the way first. So, level design. You notice pretty quickly something big changed in the layout of the levels you are playing in. It has become more linear, and in some cases very linear. Of course, for some games linear is fine and can be really fun, but coming from Halo CE and going into Halo 2 after it, it was a bit of a step back. It's not bad by any means, it's just not as good as Halo CE. But the good thing about the levels is that you don't get repeated sections. So that's a plus. Okay, maybe another negative, a small negative thing, is something I really can't go into as much. I haven't really played Halo 2 on Legendary, but I have heard that the Sniper Jackals are the worst thing ever created in a video game. So yeah, well, looking at these quote-unquote negatives, it's looking very good. There were a lot of new things in Halo 2 to try out and explore. Let's go over some of them. You had some new weapons to try out and have some fun with, and you could, of course, dual wield them now. I actually didn't try it too much, because for some reason I like having one weapon a bit more. Maybe a bit weird, but yeah, you had the option to dual wield. It's always nice when games expand on something great to make it better than to design something completely new. I felt like they did that with the new weapons. You had more options and you could approach levels differently when finding specific weapons. And of course, you could experiment with the dual wielding as well. Something I also didn't really do as much is give my squad mates weapons. I always forgot to do that. It's amazing, you can really plan your attack by giving them the weapons you want them to have. That's something to remember when I replay this game. The thing I liked about Halo CE, and I also talked about it in my review, is that you had so many different groups fighting for something. And it only gets better in Halo 2. I mean, we got the humans, the elites, now also the brutes, we got the Flood, the Prophets, and I'll throw in 343 Guilty Spark and the Sentinels in as well. That sounds like a lot, but they managed to flesh out every single group perfectly. And this is where the story shines as well. You follow the journey of Arbiter to find out the truth. Next to that, you have the betrayal of the brutes. You have humans protecting Earth, and of course the moment when Chief and Arbiter are face to face with the Gravemind. I mean, it's honestly crazy how much story they fit into this game without feeling overwhelming. And with the type of short reviews I do, it's hard to go over everything, so I'll tell you some highlights. Well, the journey of Chief is amazing. Of course, you got your favorite characters as well. Corsair is hotter than ever and Johnson is cooler than ever. Your job is to protect Earth and stop the activation of the newly found ring. You cross your path with Arbiter, who is on a journey on its own to find out the truth about the Prophets. Tartarus blindly following the Prophets, betraying the elites, and of course activating the ring. The last cutscene sets up Halo 3 perfectly as well. Arbiter coming together with the humans, Master Chief finishing the fight, and a creepy scene with the Gravemind. Oh, and of course, like one moment I absolutely loved was the moment you realized you were going to play as the Arbiter. It completely blew me away. It was such a surprise and I absolutely loved it. That's one of the moments I remember best, and not only in Halo 2 but in Halo overall. Seeing you as Arbiter holding your energy sword, man, that was great. Honestly, I know these short reviews don't capture how amazing these games really are. I really do my best to keep this short and sweet. Halo 2 has some problems, but it does not affect how great this game really is. It really doesn't. The gameplay feels amazing, Dialogue is probably one of the best in the series, and the story surprises you in every single way. Honestly, they couldn't have made a better follow-up to Halo CE. And we are now so ready to jump into Halo 3.
Sir, finishing this fight.